This is a special time of year for all Americans. And indeed, this is a special time for all Abaconians, Grand Bahamians, to say thank you for the Americans and happy Thanksgiving. Because everybody, the mommy and the daddy, that went through Hurricane Dorian and the last hurricane that came through a week ago, we just want to give thanks to the Americans. Because if it wasn't for America, where would Abaco be? I just saw this week what makes you bring back and you begin to get angry with your government, and those in the government don't want you to speak out against the stuff that you're saying is cruel and inhumane. And when I speak out, I got to pay for it. It's a costly price. So those of you that haven't seen me on video doesn't realize the monetary fund I have to come up with for speaking my mind. There's no freedom of speech and constitutional right to speak in this country. Those days are forever gone. Only people that got rights in this country as people that don't have any rights to be here, the illegals. And immediately after Hurricane Dorian passed through, we could see 3-4 American choppers. It was like a war zone. You ever watch a war movie? Or you could hear the helicopters day and night. These people didn't rest. Our government didn't come to our rescue till a week, 2 weeks later, before they could get a boat from Nassau to Abaco, while the Americans was here hours after Hurricane Dorian passed through, surveying our damages. This is my third year that I come out and say thank you to the Americans after Hurricane Dorian, September 1st, 2019. 2019, we didn't know if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. Our world was rocked. We were starting over at a new chapter in our life. 2020, we could say thank you. I could say thank you 2020, 2021. And I'm back here 2022 on the 24th of November 2022 to say thank you to the Americans. Because if it wasn't for y'all, where would we be? 2 years after Hurricane Dorian, the government of the Bahamas has not built one single house for no Abaconians. Fast forward over 1 year, the Progressive Liberal Party has been the government, and they haven't built one house for not one single Abaconian in over 1 year. And what disturbs me on Thanksgiving is that I see the minister responsible and all the delegations are passing out keys to people that haven't been through a storm and is not going through a storm like the people 3 years in Abaco. And I'm saying, like, what are they thinking? Anybody internationally or anywhere would know that the first set of homes you build should be for the people of Grand Bahama and Abaco. Only 2 islands in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas was ravished. Abaco and Grand Bahama. 3 years since, 2 governments, we changed government, and nothing has changed. Not one single house for no Bahamians. when we have the Americans, even on Thanksgiving, their most sacred day of being with family. We got Americans on the ground. American boots are on the ground here in Abaco now today on their Thanksgiving, looking out for Abaconians that both the FNM government and now the Progressive Liberal Party have not looked to help. Our Prime Minister's been all over the world, over $4 million in flight expenditures, carrying up to 30 to 40 people at a time. And neither one of those has came to help one single Abaconians. Not even one single NGC members. Even the PLP got caught up in this storm called Hurricane Dorian. And we just had a tropical depression and another hurricane passed through Abaco. And Abaconians were living and still living in cars. Their roof was still leaking. They're staying in tents outdoors. The FNM government 2 years haven't came to their rescue. The PLP government trying to be real estate brokers. They're not coming to the aid of the needy over 1 year. Thank God for the Americans. Because if it wasn't for the Americans and my friends, and I could, this is a testimony that Kai could say, if it wasn't for the Americans, where would Kai be? Our government has totally dropped the ball. 3 years in, they cannot tell you how many people died after Hurricane Dorian. They cannot tell you who is in the graves and the tombs that they put in Abaco. 3 years in, because they didn't care then and they don't care now. Happy Thanksgiving. There's so much that I want to get off my chest because this is wrong. It's unacceptable for the way consecutive governments have treated the people that has been almost taken off the face of the earth by a Category 5 hurricane, and neither government has built one house for Bahamian, but illegals have built over 200 structures without permission, without government approval on our land, and all government has turned a blind eye. 3 years in, not one single house is being built for no Abaconians in 3 years. That's an international disgrace. That is what you need to go and broadcast when you travel abroad, that I've been a failure. My government is a failure because they haven't come to the needs of the people that just got rid of the FNM government. The same thing is happening with a different government. Nothing is happening for Abaconian. Just those contractual bandits are doing the same thing that the FNM did post-Hurricane Dorian. Thank you, Americans. I can't say enough. I go off track sometime because my heart bleeds for my people because they don't deserve the government that they elect. You got the government that you elect, but you don't got the government that you deserve in Abaco. Nobody cares for Abaconians. Kai cares. The American cares. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends because you have shown that you care, because 3 years in, you're still building homes and giving it free to Abaconians, and consecutive government haven't given one in 3 years. Kai cares. Happy Thanksgiving.